All right, everybody. As promised, I am back with a new form of book report or summary. A little less self centered, not so much in my face. Uh, Very low tech. You can see it's very cheesy there, the picture. I just wrote that on a blank piece of paper. And for the time being, that's all I got. If I was really sophisticated and had some money, I would print out the picture of the cover of the book and just put my camera on that while I talked. But I don't have my printer up and running, and I don't. Let's face it, I don't have a lot of people following me. Uh, Probably because of this reason, among others. But I'm not too worried about it because it's really for my family and friends and people who really care more about the material than the looks of it. So I really don't care. Um, so this book report is No Place to Hide. Gerry Carroll is the author. Afterward by Tom Clancy. My first question after reading the book or listening to the book, it was an audio book. Um, I mean, you can get it in paper too, but I was listening to audio. And the first question I had was, is this based on a true story? Is this a real story? And it turns out it is based on real characters and generally real true story, but it's fictional. So pretty much like the book that I wrote. It's based on real people, real characters, real story, but it's fictionalized and has a lot of fiction in the storyline. So, and Tom Clancy's Afterward explained all that. Um, Gerry Carroll evidently was one of the characters in the book. This is a 3-book series. I did not know that when I picked this book. This was actually the last book in the series. So I don't really feel too motivated to read the first two, except for the fact that it's based on a true story. So that's kind of interesting. Um, what I really enjoyed about the book more than anything else was that it was very technically accurate. So I was a rescue firefighter for the Air Force and an Army medic, and I'm very familiar with all the aircraft in this book. Um, I had to know how to shut them down, and I had to know all the hazards, and I had to know how to do rescue and firefighting. And there was a lot of technical stuff in this book about that sort of thing, and I really enjoyed that. The other part, the secondary part of that I really enjoyed was it was very, very accurate with the camaraderie between the troops and the military on all levels, chain of command, up and down, and laterally with your peers, and the types of relationships you have. And yeah, I missed that. I probably missed that about the military more than anything else. Yeah, all the excitement, the things that you get to be a part of that normal people never ever get to see or know about. That's all cool, and I miss that a little bit. But there's a cost to that. There's obviously a lot of stress and high stakes involved with a lot of that stuff, and I don't miss that. But I do enjoy. I do miss the excitement and the camaraderie and being part of something bigger than yourself. Um, I don't know. I enjoyed that part of the military. The storyline itself is very gripping. Now, I read the other reviews by different, I don't know, news outlets and authorities about this book, and it annoys me that they make it political. Everything's got to be political now, and that's obnoxious. Uh, Taken from the perspective of Gerry Carroll, who wrote the book, I can totally see where he's coming from. So the reviews that reek of communist sympathy, or I don't know, they're out to make the military look bad or the government look bad, and point out the hypocrisy of certain things. That's all obnoxious, and it doesn't really apply to the story. One of the complaints I heard was that the author gets on his soapbox and kind of preachy about how the civilians and the Congress during the Vietnam War uh, lacked any spine, or any fortitude or integrity in their mission in Vietnam. But, you know, that's a historical fact. I mean, it's not so much an opinion. That's pretty much a historical fact. They pointed out that he didn't put a lot of blame on the president. Well, okay, that's debatable. I don't know. President's part of the government, part of the decision-making process there. But when I go back and read the history of this time period, and I had relatives that fought in this war, it's a fact that the civilian population and the politics of the time were not really supportive of what the mission was, and they tied their hands and didn't let them win the war. So to me, that's just a historical fact. Everything else about the story is really pretty good. I mean, it gives you a good picture of what it's like when a country is falling to a communist takeover and in a war, and the dangers and the threats to the civilian population when that occurs, because these Navy SEALs in the story and the pilots were trying to save a couple of children from one of the Navy SEALs who had joined the mountain tribe to help them fight as insurgents against the communists, and their tribe was destined to be wiped out by the communists after the takeover. And he decided to stay behind and help the tribe, but he wanted his two children to go to America and have a good chance at a normal life. And he needed the help of the American military and government to get that to happen, and that's what the story's about. There's a lot of danger involved in that. There's a lot of technical knowledge and what that kind of entailed, and all the politics involved in it. And that was all very interesting and very dramatic. So I really enjoyed the story, to be honest with you. And I might actually go back and listen to the other two. I don't know. I've got several books lined up, and I have to go back and redo all the book reports that I did before, because I read most of them straight from the books as summaries, and I'm afraid of getting dinged for copyright. Not that anybody actually reads or listens to my stuff, but if they did, I could be dinged for that. So this is all me, and straight from the heart and memory, and I'm not extrapolating from the books that much. I'm saying what I think about it and telling the story myself. So that's it in a nutshell. I hope you all are having a great day. God bless. Over and out.